What's good, guys? SolgrOnly here from Sports Nerd Web with this week's episode of Sports Nerd Web Weekly. And it's been quite a busy week over the last week. We had Call of Duty Infinite Warfare drop this last Friday, with Titanfall 2 dropping the Friday before that. This coming Friday, we have Dishonored 2 dropping as well, so I kind of want to try and get into playing some more of Dishonored 1. I've only played a little bit of it, maybe just a few hours, a couple missions, I would say, and it's a really fun game. I haven't played it in quite a while. Obviously, I've still been playing a ton of Destiny. Today's Tuesday. I haven't gotten into Destiny yet, but today Iron Banner was supposed to be starting, and also the Festival of the Lost was going to be wrapping up, which personally I'm kind of glad that it's going to be done now. It was kind of fun and interesting at the beginning, but especially for me because this was my first Festival of the Lost since I wasn't around for the year before. So it was really interesting and neat at first just to see the decorations at the tower and the Iron Temple and all that stuff. So I mean, so that part was interesting, and also it was fun at first, to get the masks and all that, and some of the smaller activities and quests and stuff. I didn't even make it that far into the Festival of the Lost quest line. I mean, I did get a couple masks. I did do the quest where you have to walk around. I did get the super black shader. That's kind of like the highlight of the festival for me. I do love that shader. I have it actually on all three of my characters right now. Because lately I've been grinding just getting my characters faction gear sets. I do have the complete Year 3 New Monarchy set on my Hunter and the Year 3 Future War Call on my Warlock. So now I just need to get the Dead Orbit set for my Titan. But as I said on our last episode of our podcast, the Festival of the Lost this year has been a real shit show. Really, it's I just like a lot of Destiny players, I have a big issue with the microtransactions. It's not the fact that there is microtransactions. It's just the fact that even once you pay real money for these packages, when you decrypt them, or when you open them, it's still RNG based of what you get, So, I've heard of people spending anywhere, from $20 to $80 to $100 and not getting, the shaders or the masks or the sparrow, any of that that they were hoping to get. So, I hope Bungie really fixes this for next year. As far as I understand, the regular Eververse and microtransaction part isn't really RNG based. Yeah, it is if you get the Sterling Treasures or like those packages. I know those ones are RNG and random based. But I don't know. I just can't really see what Bungie was thinking by having that RNG based. See, if it was like, if it was more flat, like, spend X amount of dollars to get, whatever specific items, and you got it, I think that would be a lot better. I don't think Destiny, a lot of the community would have an issue with that. Most people in the community, they don't have it, like I said, just like me, they don't have an issue with the microtransactions themselves. Like I have no problem with that, especially how Bungie said that the Eververse and the microtransactions are to fund the Destiny live team at Bungie's. So I have no problem supporting that. That's awesome. I love how Destiny is a live game that's constantly changing day to day, and if it supports the live team and in the long run it gets us more content, then I'm all about it. I definitely have, I don't see any problem with that. It's just that whole RNG fact, that you're not even if you spend money, you're not guaranteed at getting, the items that you're probably most likely that you're spending that money in the first place to even get. So I don't know, I just think that part was kind of crap. But I'm really excited that Iron Banner, actually, when I'm done with this episode, I'm actually gonna hop in and I'll probably start with my Warlock. I've actually been playing my Warlock a ton. As you may or may not know, I'm normally a Hunter main, but I've been playing my Warlock a ton, and I think if I start Iron Banner tonight, I might start my Warlock tonight and maybe get into my Hunter, if not tonight, tomorrow for sure. I don't really play a lot of PvP with my Titan. I haven't yet. I have somewhat, but I also need to make sure that I jump on the PS4 account and do Iron Banner with my Hunter that I have on PS4 as well. I don't think I've done any PvP with her on there. But yeah, I'm really stoked for Iron Banner. Last month's Iron Banner was my first time doing Iron Banner, and I had a blast with it. I got really good loot. I got the new Iron Banner pulse rifle, the new Iron Banner auto rifle, and both those rifles, even to this day, a month later, I still use them daily, a ton. I love them. I got the Iron Banner shotgun too. As far as I know, I think FD is actually going to be selling the pulse rifle, so if you didn't get it last month, you'll be able to get it from her, from the vendor this time. I don't know what the vendor role is. Like I said, I haven't even been on it today, so since it kicked off. And I think I also heard that she will also be selling the machine gun. And from what I've heard Tefty Teft actually talk a lot about it, and he's a huge fan of that machine gun. So I might actually play a few matches, see if I can get it to drop, and if not, then I'll probably buy it from her because I really want to try that machine gun out. Yeah, so I'm really stoked for Iron Banner this week. It's also going to be back to the match type control, so it's not going to be supremacy like it was last month. I honestly didn't really have a problem with him with the match type being supremacy last month. I know a lot of people in the community did. From what I've noticed, from what I've personally seen in the community, it seems like it was about a 50-50 reaction. I heard a lot of people like it. I heard a lot of people didn't like supremacy as the game mode last month. Yeah, like I said, I personally enjoyed it. I'm stoked to have it back this month. I would stay tuned to the channel. I'm sure I will have some footage of Iron Banner. I'm sure I'll be making some videos over the next few days. Actually over this next week, because as you know, Iron Banner runs a week. Comes along once a month for a week. So yeah, it should be a good time with that. I also actually on both Titanfall 2 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, I've played a little bit of both those games, but I haven't played PvP in either one of them. I've been doing the single player campaign on both of them. And starting off with Titanfall 2 first, I have made videos on the channel regarding both games. But as far as Titanfall 2, actually both games I really like the campaign, but Titanfall 2, as you know, Titanfall 1 didn't have a campaign. It was all multiplayer, and so coming into Titanfall 2, I made sure I kept my expectations low. Like it was just Respawn Entertainment was actually really quiet during development and leading up to the launch of Titanfall 2 about its single-player campaign. They didn't really show much, and then obviously a couple months ago we had the tech test, the demos, the pre-alpha tech test is what they called it. And I played both weeks of those, and I had a blast on it. And Titanfall 2 is amazing. It's an incredible game. I made a really good video about it the other day, though. Did Respawn doom the game by launching it right in the middle of Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It came out literally right in between those two. And so far, as a follow-up to that video, the sales numbers have not been great. And in all fairness, the sales numbers, from what I've heard, the sales numbers from Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is down as well from what they expected. Me personally, I kind of expected Call of Duty's numbers was going to be down from what they normally expect from a Call of Duty game. Just for the simple fact that, as we all know, when it was unveiled, the trailer back in June at E3, it was the most disliked video in YouTube history, which is insane. That is so crazy, especially for a Call of Duty game. But I'm willing to bet that Call of Duty is going to be just fine. They're still going to sell a shit ton of games. It just might not be as much as they're used to. And as far as Titanfall 2 is concerned, I really hope that 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 Respawn didn't really shoot themselves in the foot by doing this. If they would have just pushed it back a few weeks into uh, maybe into later November, even December, even if it was like early to mid December, so you're still getting in before Christmas, you're still getting in during the holiday season, but you're also getting in after some of the Call of Duty and Battlefield 1 hype has simmered down a little bit. I think that would have helped them out a lot in the long run. I actually listened to a podcast earlier today. They were saying, uh, actually, I think one or maybe even two people on this podcast was actually saying that they would be really surprised if there is ever going to be a Titanfall 3. And that's really saying a lot already at this early stage. And me being a Titanfall fan, I don't want to hear that, like Titanfall 2 is really good. And just for the record, it has been getting amazing reviews. It is already critically acclaimed, but the commercial success is definitely in jeopardy. And it sucks because it is an amazing game. And as far as Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is concerned, like I said with that one, I've only been playing the single player campaign as well, and I'm actually pretty blown away by it. This is one of the best campaigns I've played in a Call of Duty in a very long time. Maybe it's the rose-colored glasses that it's just that new, but I think it's one of the best Call of Duty campaigns I've played. Granted, just for the record, I'm also not a huge Call of Duty fan. I also don't buy Call of Duty every single year. I did get Black Ops 3 and I did get Infinite Warfare, so this is probably the first time ever in my entire life that I've ever gotten Call of Duties, two of them back to back, 2 years in a row. So take that for what you will, I guess. But yeah, I would definitely stay tuned to the channel over the next few days or this next week, because I will eventually have full campaign reviews up for both Titanfall 2 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Like I said, also there's also going to be a lot of Destiny coverage over this next week with Iron Banner. It's interesting also dropping. This has actually been really quiet, but dropping in a couple days actually is the PS4 Pro. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be getting it on day one, but eventually, definitely within the next few months, I am eventually going to get it. I need to upgrade to a 4K TV eventually. I have heard though, even if you don't have a 4K TV, you will still see improvements with the PS4 Pro over the standard PS4. But obviously, you're not going to see its reach its full potential, unless you have a 4K, 4K television. So, yeah, so that's gonna do it for this week. You can give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. You can click the logo in the right corner of the screen to sub to the channel for more content. Show us your support. Follow me on Twitter at SportsNerd48. I always tweet out when I go live on my Twitch streams at twitch.tv/SolgrOnly. And also you can follow, we actually have 2 podcasts now. If you've been paying attention, just yesterday, me and Fuchsia recorded our first episode of Talking Decay, which is our Walking Dead podcast. You can follow both our podcast shows at Spreaker.com/user/SportsNerdWeb. Of course, just like always, I'll have all the links in the description down below. So yeah. Also, speaking of down below, comment down below any what you think about some of the stuff I talked about in this episode, what you thought about Festival of the Lost, what you guys think about Titanfall 2, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, all that stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.